What's going on, everyone? Tony Ivanov here with another video lesson, and today I'm going to talk about the few trades I placed today. I actually had a total loss today, but it was a small loss of around $300 just about, so it was well within my risk level as I am trading with a bigger account. Now that we're in late January of 2018, I'm starting to increase my risk because I've been pretty consistent in the markets and I want to start making those bigger plays. So it is a bigger loss than we usually see on this channel, but I traded with around $6,000 today, so overall just around a 5% loss. So we'll get into that in a second. Also, one of the stocks on my watch list, BSPM, exploded just like I predicted, so I'm gonna go over that trade as well and how you could have profited on that. And so hope you guys enjoy this lesson. If you do, you know, leave a like, leave a subscription, leave a comment down below. But first, as you know, every single day, every single video lesson, I should say, I give away $25, and it goes to the random commenter of the previous video lesson. So we're gonna do that right now. Last video we had 395 unique commenters. Thank you all so much for the support. We're about to break over 25,000 subscribers, which is, you know, absolutely amazing. Maybe soon here I will do a big little giveaway of some courses and some chat rooms, so we'll see about that though. So let's see who won the 25 bucks. And yeah, so if you're new to the channel, all you have to do is leave a like, leave a subscription, leave a comment down below, and you'll enter into the raffle. So here's Jerry Matarez. He says, nice, thank you. Just make sure that you give me a message on YouTube with your PayPal email address, and I'll send over that $25 as soon as I get it. The message, I mean. But okay, so let's get into this trade real fast. Let me just get my charts squared away. Let me bring up my watch list that I post every single day on my website, TonyIvanov.com. Link is down below. But we can see here, let me get my watch list up here, and let me get my trade ideas so we can look at the live scanner. Okay, so this morning I was talking with my traders in my live stream and saying that this whole week we're going to be having earnings in the blue chip stocks. You know, Netflix, Facebook, Apple, all those big stocks are having earnings, and what that means is that on average there will be less volume inside of the penny stock market because people who trade both small caps and blue chips, they're all going to be focusing on the blue chip stocks for those earnings plays. So because of that, we've seen the past 2 weeks we haven't been getting the best news related runs in the morning. Instead, we're getting these quick low float spikers that move around 20 minutes after market open and really have no real price action in pre-market, and then just explode out of nowhere because of volume and people chasing it and so forth. So that was my plan for today. I was looking to trade these low float stocks, these low priced ones that have a good chart on the daily time frame that look like they're going to have a nice pop and squeeze. So I made my watch list here, and it's basically all just low float spikers. So we have KONE, which was a low float spiker. We'll pull it up real fast. This actually did spike today, but not that much. Let me open up the extended hours here. Actually had a big run pre-market and then it just collapsed. So that was one that you know, I was right but in the wrong time frame. Usually these don't run pre-market. Let me get the daily chart over here as well so we can get the full picture. So you can see here's a daily chart of KONE. I think it's missing the most recent day because it's past 10 p.m. I don't know why E-Trade does that, but anyway, so there's KONE. Next was SKLN, which was also on my watch list. They had news, and this one was a pretty strong runner all day today. I didn't trade it because it was just really choppy, but overall in the whole day it was just on a slow uptrend. So if you're a swing trader, this would have been a good one to trade because it just had a constant uptrend. But that's not the type of trading I do. I look for those quick morning spikes to profit on. So SKLN wasn't for me. Next was CHFS on the watch list. You can see this also had a big run in pre-market, but on no volume whatsoever, so it's very choppy and it just fell apart. But you can see the daily chart here, it was looking primed to have a nice squeeze because it has this resistance level at around $4.50, and it looks like the recent price action has been on a small uptrend. So that was just you know, one possible trade, but it didn't work out. I didn't trade that one either today. But the one that was on my main sites for day was BSPM, and I was totally right on you know, my thesis of the trade, but it moved way too fast, and frankly it got halted when it spiked up 8%, which is, you know, really weird. Usually these low float stocks will get halted when they're up 20-30%, not 8%. So we're gonna look into that real fast. But the reason why I had BSPM on my watch list is because, one, it was a recent runner. You can see back on the 26th, it had a very big spike from $2.50 all the way up to $6, and then it started to make a little U-shaped pattern here. So it was on my watch list, and I said if it can break over $3.50 right here with volume, it has huge potential to squeeze higher. And you know, in fact, it did. It hit a high of over $4. So a very, very big run. But let's look at the 1 minute chart real fast and just look at this real fast. I really don't know how this got halted so quickly. So here's here, let me get my low float the scanner here and show you exactly when it started to spike up. Okay, so here's my trade ideas, low float movers. So here's BSPM. You can see it started spiking up and it was hitting the scanner. Within 5 seconds, you only had 5 seconds to buy this until it got halted. You can see here's at 18 seconds, and then the last alert was at 23 seconds. You had 5 seconds to type in the stock and press buy. And in that 5 seconds, it only spiked up around 7.7%, and on around 64,000 shares of volume, which is weird that they got halted there, because the previous minute, or not the previous minute, around 3 minutes prior to that, it had a spike of 9% on almost $80,000 volume. So I don't know why the SEC chose to halt this spike and not this one. I'm not sure why they chose to halt it at all, because it was barely you know, a big run, but it triggered the circuit breaker halt and got halted right when I typed it in. I saw level 2 that it was getting halted, so I tried to jump in for a quick trade, but it didn't let me. So that was unfortunate. I was completely right on how I thought it was going to trade, but wasn't quick enough, wasn't prepared enough for that one. So that's unfortunate. The ones I did trade were GLBS. I was trying to see if this one was going to have a squeeze in the morning, and you know, I bought in at $1.27 right here, had a small pop up to $1.31, but you know, that's not a big one at all. So I was hoping to see it would hit the low float moving scanner and bring in that hype and volume, but it didn't, so I sold for basically break even. And then I traded HTBX as well, I believe. Yeah, I traded HTBX. I didn't get in here in this one spike up. I waited until this area to see if this was going to have a nice flag breakout. But once it broke down VWAP, I sold for a loss around 20 cent per share, 20 cent per share loss. You know, which isn't big in this sense, because I was aiming for $1 per share win. So you have to always pair your trades with a risk reward ratio. So with this specific trade, my risk was 20 cents and my reward was $1 per share. So that means that, you know, you could take this trade 5 times, and if you win the last one, you wipe out all the last losses. And that's really how you have to pair all of these chart patterns and trading techniques, because you're never going to be right 100% of the time. The chart patterns will definitely help you guide in that right direction, but if you don't pair that with the proper risk management and the proper risk reward, then you can still lose. And that's one thing that many traders don't understand. They believe that all they need is chart patterns, and really that's only one piece of the pie. You know, in my opinion, and what I tell my students is that if you want to be a good trader, you're gonna have 3 things. You have to know technical analysis, which is chart patterns. You need to have risk management, and you need to understand trader psychology. With all those 3 things, you'll really be able to understand these stocks and how they move in waves of buying and selling, and really just understand what other traders are doing. Because, you know, at the end of the day, with trading stocks, you know, we're all playing the same type of game, and it really is a type of game where whenever you're winning, someone else is losing. And you know, that is terrible to say, but that's just the fact of it. And you need to understand that if you want to succeed. You have to understand what is the other trader doing, and how can I be one step ahead of him. And once you understand that, that's when you'll really become a profitable trader. So those are my thoughts for today. Not the best day, you know, took a loss, but no big deal. That does happen in trading. I managed my risk really well, and I didn't chase any stocks that I missed out on, like BSPM. I'm glad I didn't buy it after the halt as just a pure like a pure emotional play of, oh man, I don't want to miss this play, let me buy after the halt. Because usually these type of stocks, after they halt, they will have like a quick pop, and then eventually when it's too choppy like this, it's gonna, you know, crack back down. So be careful of that. So that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, leave a subscription, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.